The lantern keeper's daughter. They said the old mountain road was too dark to travel at night. They said no lantern could cut through the fog, but one winter evening, a young girl named Eliza proved that a single flame held with courage can become the brightest light on the mountain. In the Appalachian Mountains, where the valleys were quiet and the nights long and cold, there lived a lantern keeper named Thomas Willow. Every evening, Thomas walked the steep cliffside path to light the lantern posts that guided travelers safely between the villages. People called him the mountain's steady flame, but Thomas had grown older. His knees ached, his hands shook in the cold. So when winter came, he told his 12-year-old daughter Eliza, "One day, this duty will be yours. A lantern keeper's job is simple. Keep the flame alive no matter how dark the night." Eliza listened, but she wasn't sure she was ready. She was small, often shy, and afraid of the mountain fog that swallowed sound and light. But she loved her father, and she loved the mountains, so she promised to try when the day came. The blizzard. That day arrived sooner than she expected. One bitter evening, snow fell thicker than she had ever seen. Wind howled through the pines. The sky turned white with swirling frost. Thomas wrapped his scarf, preparing for his nightly walk, but halfway out the door, he collapsed. Eliza rushed to him. His breath was harsh. His fever burned hot. A doctor was called. The doctor shook his head. "He can't go out in this storm. No one can. The trail is too dangerous." Eliza looked at the dark window. The lanterns were unlit. Travelers would already be on the road, trusting the lights to guide them. "If no one lights them," she whispered, "someone could fall. Someone could die." The doctor nodded sadly. "Then the mountain will be dark tonight." Eliza stood quietly, her heart pounding but resolute. "No," she said softly. "It won't." Eliza pulled on boots too big for her feet, wrapped her father's scarf 3 times around her neck, and grabbed the heavy black lantern. The wind nearly knocked her over as she stepped outside. Snow stung her cheeks, but she held the lantern tight and whispered, "As long as I carry a flame, the mountain will not be dark." The path was slippery, the cliff edges invisible. Branches creaked like old bones. Halfway up, a blast of wind snuffed her lantern. Eliza gasped. Her hands shook, but she remembered her father's words. A keeper of the flame always brings a second match. She dug through her pocket, found the matchbox, shielded it with her hands, and relit the lantern. The flame flickered weakly, but it stayed alive, lighting the mountain. One by one, she reached the lantern posts. First post lit, second post lit, third post lit. With each flame, the trail glowed a little brighter. Her legs trembled. Her fingers ached from cold. Her breath puffed white into the night, but she kept going. Near the far bend of the trail, she heard something the sound of wagon wheels, hooves slipping, voices shouting in the dark. Travelers, lost in the storm. Eliza raised her lantern high. "Follow the light," she cried. "You're close to the safe trail." The wagon turned toward her flame. Slowly, carefully, the travelers made their way to the lit path. When they reached her, the traveler climbed down, shaking snow from his coat. You saved us," he said. "We'd have gone over the cliff." Eliza's cheeks flushed warm despite the cold. "I'm the lantern keeper tonight," she said proudly. Their return home, she finished lighting the final lantern post, then guided the travelers down to the village. By the time she reached her door, her boots were soaked, her fingers numb, and the storm had painted ice on her hair. But when her father opened his eyes and saw her lantern glowing beside the bed, tears filled them. "Eliza," he whispered, "you kept the light." "I did," she said softly. "Because you taught me to." The mountain's new flame. Word spread quickly. By morning, the townsfolk gathered at the Willow home. No one spoke at first. They simply placed warm bread, blankets, and kind words on the doorstep. The mayor knelt before Eliza. "Last night, you lit more than lanterns," he said. "You lit hope for every traveler on this mountain." From then on, people called her the Lantern Keeper's daughter, and eventually simply the Keeper, because every night after that, Eliza walked the trail, not because she had to, but because she knew that even a small flame held with courage can light an entire mountain. Moral of the story: bravery isn't loud. It's a quiet flame kept alive in the darkest nights when others are counting on you to shine.